Welcome back. It is Friday, December 15th in the NBA. My three favorite picks are on the way. Let's recap yesterday, a 2-3 day. Let's look at our wins. Let's look at our losses. We had that Luka Doncic same game parlay, 30 and 10. The guy went crazy, plus 155. That was free. We also had Jokic's over in rebounds plus assists. He got that done in the third quarter. Now let's talk about our losses. We had a 2-unit swing on day one of the ladder challenge. Look, I really liked yesterday's day one. SGA and Fox were free. It was Steph Curry that couldn't get us 20 points. I could have replaced it with a ton of other things, but Steph just did not get it done. I mean, if you told me, hey, Steph's going to be the one we need to sweat, I'd have been like, yeah, that sounds about right. But like I've talked about the ladder before, and I talked about this for our regular plays. We're going to have some good luck some days. We're going to have some bad luck. It's all going to even out over the long term, but the ladder's had some bad luck over the past few weeks. And it's just, I'll return it on Saturday. Probably be the last time it comes back if we can't get off day one this year. Maybe it comes back in 2024, but we're going to stick to some straight bets today. Ladder returns tomorrow, and then straight bets, obviously, we do those every single day. Our other bets, we had Jared Allen's over in PRAs, ended with 21. Didn't get going until late, and then we added a play, Cam Thomas's over in points. He just did not get anything going, and they got blown out in that game. But let's dive into today's picks, though. We're not going to delve. We need to pick up the vibes. The vibes need to be high. We need to go 3-0. Bring out the brooms today. We do have a new second channel video. If you don't know, I have a second channel. It's just my name, Austin O'Connell. It's linked on our page if you go to the Call on Our Shot channel. But we have a second channel, the video there. We posted yesterday, went to the Pacers and Lakers in-season tournament finals game. Did a bunch of cool things in Vegas. Go check it out. Video is really cool. I really like it. Really like how it turned out. Go check it out. Top link in the description. Linked at the end of this video, and I'll also put it in the pinned comment section down below. Just go show the second channel some love. We have some cool videos over there. You get to see a little bit more into my personal life, and then that's really all I got. Let's dive into today's picks. We're going to start with the first one, a COS Hall of Famer. He respects our money, and he's going to respect it once again today because I really like him today. It's Jalen Brunson, over 34.5 PRAs, points, rebounds, and assists, minus 105 on DraftKings. Now, I don't want to say this, but some have called me the Jalen Brunson whisperer. And while I'm not saying Jalen Brunson is a free, put your 10 units, put your house on it, I really do like him tonight, and I think he has a good game. And we'll talk about why. If you only have individual lines, I lean his over in points, which is 24.5, although Brunson's been doing a really good job filling up the stat sheet. So that's why I'm going to PRAs. I think he has a good chance to get some rebounds and some assists today in this matchup. Now, like I said, Brunson's been really good for us, not just this year, but last year. He was a COS Hall of Famer. I think we were like 10-1 on his prop, so hopefully he continues that. And I would make this a bigger play, but the Knicks are on the road, and I can never trust them as a Knicks fan. But I really do like Brunson in this matchup. When we saw that in last game versus Utah, they lost that game. Brunson, 23 points, 6 of 19 shooting, 0 for 6 from 3. Heck, the whole Knicks team could not make a three-pointer. He did chip in 7 rebounds and 8 assists, though, a total of 38 PRAs. So he did go over his PRA line, did go under his points line, which is why I'm limiting going to PRAs. Now, honestly, if Brunson gives me 19 field goal attempts today, I'd be willing to bet he probably goes over this line about 85% of the time. And I think the field goal attempts are going to be there against the Suns in a fast-paced matchup. The Suns do play pretty fast. And we look at Brunson going up against this Suns defense, which I'm not too scared of. Josh Okogie, their best defender, he's out. And also Grayson Allen, arguably their second best defender, he's questionable. Maybe he plays, but now you got Durant, Booker, and Beal all in the lineup. Now, Durant's probably going to go guard Julius Randle, but Booker and Beal, not really great defensive guards. And so I think Brunson's going to be able to get to whatever spot he wants on the court, be able to knock down those shots. We saw Mikal Bridges in this game against the Nets or against the Suns a few days ago. He got to whatever spot he wanted. He just didn't knock down his shots. Same thing for Cam Thomas. I think Brunson, we know how talented he is. This is a guy that could hit this over in just points alone. I think he's had plenty of chances to pick and choose his spots. And I think he'll be able to knock him down, especially coming off a bad game. But we saw on November 26th, these two teams played. Beal and Durant did not play in that game. It was only Booker. So they had more Josh Okogie, more defensive, 3-and-D kind of guys. Brunson, 35 points, 15 of 25 shooting, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 49 PRAs. He's certainly capable of doing that once again tonight. The Knicks are down Mitchell Robinson, so they kind of need a group effort on the defensive glass because he's been, he's a good rebounder. Randall can obviously do his thing rebounding the ball, but he's probably going out and guarding Durant. You also think about probably maybe Quentin Grimes, Dante DiVincenzo, RJ Barrett. Those are the guys that are going to be, and Josh Hart. Those guys are guarding Bradley Beal and Devin Booker. So who's Brunson going to guard? Maybe he guards Beal on the weak side, but he's probably guarding Grayson Allen or whoever they put in that, third spot outside of, Jusuf Nurkic. He's not guarding Jusuf Nurkic, but whoever that other wing is, that's probably the guy that Brunson's going to guard. And that likely means he's just on the weak side for some rebounds. So I really like him. I really like him today. We know he can get 10 assists too, but I really like just the PRAs, him to fill up the stat sheet. I really like his over 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I would play it at 35.5 if it does go up there. Now, my second play, it's going to be a guy that owes us some money. And this is a guy that his line went down a little bit, but I imagine the line's up by the time the video drops. It's Devin Vassell. I like his over 16.5 points. minus 115 on PointsBet. I'd play this at 17.5 because we just played this line at 17.5, and I really think this is a good spot for Devin Vassell to bounce back. Now, I could be a broken record because I said this in their last game, but Vassell is just a guy that's due some good positive shooting regression. Obviously, this is a guy that's I say is pretty talented. If you're a Spurs fan, you'd say, hey, this guy's pretty good. He's just not been shooting too well recently, and I think back at home after another game, I just think after a day off, he's going to be good to go. And we've seen Devin, he's under this line in 3 straight games. He scored 11, 14, and 13 points. Now, he shot 4 for 15, 26%, 5 for 16, 31%, and 5 for 15, 33% in these last 3 games. So it's not due to the lack of opportunities. Now, I would not be taking the guys over in points to bounce back after a bad game if he was shooting like 7 times and I'm like, oh God, we need him to shoot 15 times today. I wouldn't do that. But this is a guy, Devin Vassell, still being aggressive despite not making anything. And heck, he's kind of upticking 26, 31, 33. Could we get a 40%, 45% shooting night from Vassell? Certainly, and if he does that, he's probably going over this line, and we've seen him. I mean, you're getting me, give me a line at 16.5, 17.5 for a guy that's basically shooting that line itself in field goal attempts. I'll take this any day of the night. We saw last game versus the Lakers, who they once again played tonight. He scored 13 points on 5 of 15 shooting. He did only have 2 points in the first half, so he kind of got going in the late in the second half. But you look at the other guys on his team, his other scorers. Wembanyama, 30 points, 21 shots. Keldon Johnson, he had 28 points on 14 shots. And Malachi Branham, 19 points on 13 field goal attempts. So at the end of the day, everyone else was cooking the Lakers besides Devin Vassell. Will the Lakers make adjustments? Will they, maybe guard Keldon or Wembanyama differently? Certainly. But I just think at the end of the day, even though every single one of his teammates was playing really well, he still got the field goal attempts, and he still got reasonably close to this line. So I'll take a stab at Devin Vassell once again. I mean, LeBron is probably back tonight. Anthony Davis probably plays too, but with LeBron back, that does take a lot of minutes away from Cam Reddish and Jared Vanderbilt, 2 very good defenders who are just out there to play defense. So worst defense for the Lakers with LeBron out there. Obviously, they could get blown out, but they're at home. The Spurs have been able to keep games competitive. And this season, we've seen Vassell, when he attempts 15 or more shots, over this line in 6 of 9 such games. The 3 unders are the last 3 games last year when he attempted 15 or more shots over this line in 18 of 24 games. So I'm confident the volume remains strong. It's the Lakers team that still plays pretty fast. And look, they're going to need to score to keep up with the Lakers. The Spurs don't play a ton of defense. I really like Devin Vassell. I think he's super talented. He's just do a little bit of shooting regression. I think that probably comes tonight. It doesn't come tonight. Maybe it comes their next game. I don't necessarily know if I'll keep playing him until he goes over, but I really think tonight's the night he kind of breaks out of his slump, probably gets up to 20 plus points. Let's just assume, Keldon Johnson and Wembanyama aren't dropping, 25 points each. Vassell's going to be that guy. I really like his over 16.5, but I like it at 17.5 points too. Now, my third play, like I said, we might add a play. I'll talk about 2 guys at the end of the video that I'm looking at, but don't have lines. It's going to be a 2-leg same game parlay. I like both of these guys' individual lines, but I'll just combine them here. It's Clint Capella of the Atlanta Hawks, 10 plus points, and Trae Young, his teammate of the Atlanta Hawks, 10 plus assists. A little 10 and 10. We need a double-double, if you will, but not a double-double for each of these fellows, although I honestly think both of them can get a double-double. I just think this is a good spot to back both of them for assists and Clint Capella for points. These kind of go hand in hand because Clint Capella and Trae Young are kind of a great point to assist kind of duo. They kind of Clint's not really assisting Trae, let's be honest. It's Trae assisting Clint. But either way, I like this. This is minus 120 on DraftKings and BetMGM. It's minus 136 on FanDuel, which is a tad pricey, but I still do think this is going to cash. Now, 10 and 10, let's talk about Clint Capella and the Hawks and Raptors, who just faced off a couple days ago. And in that game, Clint Capella, 17 points on 7 of 12 shooting. Trae Young, 17 assists. They had 17 and 17 on 21 potential assists. Now, in that game, like I said, Trae assists Capella a lot. 4 assists to Capella. So 7 field goals made. 4 of them came via Trae Young helping him out, and that's probably going to be the case again today because Trae Young and Clint Capella have a great connection for lob dunks, for layups, other things. That's what they do. And you look at Jakob Poeltl, the guy that's probably going to have to guard Clint Capella, not the greatest guy moving his feet. And if Trae Young's coming downhill, you're probably going to pivot to try to stop Trae Young. Clint Capella open on those dishes and those lob dunks, and I think they're going to live with that. And we look at Trae Young also just dropped 35 points in this game that he also had 17 assists in. So maybe they try to get the ball out of his hands more, and we see even more assists, but I don't think he get more than 17, honestly. And we've seen actually Clint really pick it up lately in his last 12 games. playing really well. 12.7 points per game, 10 plus points in 10 of his last 12, 11 field goal attempts in 3 straight games, and 10 plus points in 4 straight versus the Raptors. Now, you look at his track record and game log versus the Raptors, pretty good. His games that he doesn't score 10, typically it's because he didn't play a lot of minutes, but he's been playing above 30 minutes recently. I think that's enough time to get 10 points. I think Clint Capella is the last of the worries for the Raptors defensively. I think they will live with Clint Capella beating them and scoring a ton of points. I think they're really more concerned about Trae Young and the other shooters on the outside, and I really like this matchup for Clint to do his thing against Jakob Poeltl. Now, on the other side, we need Trae Young to get assists. 10 assists is a lofty number, but it's something he's done in 7 of his last 12. 3 of his misses came with 9 on the dot, and he has 10 assists in 10 of his last 12 versus Toronto. So this is a team that's really good defensively, really good with OG Anunoby getting the ball out of his hands, not being as aggressive scoring the basketball, although we've seen he can still score 35 points and still get 17 assists. At the end of the day, he's had 10 plus assists in 4 straight on the road. On the road, they typically need him a little bit more to step up because the role players don't play as well. Hawks are a little bit shorthanded too. They're only playing like an 8-man rotation. I really like the same game parlay. 10 points from Clint, 10 assists from Trae. Hopefully they go hand in hand and cash together, minus 115. I wish it was plus value, but I'll take my stab at minus 115 on Bet365. It was minus 135. Had juice for me, but I still do think this is going to cash. Now, let's talk about 2 players that I was looking at and hoping they had lines. Jaren Jackson Jr. going back up against the Rockets. Curious what lines he gets. Probably waiting for Desmond Bane, who is scheduled to probably be back today, so we'll see what lines he gets. And then obviously we need to talk about Paolo Banchero, a guy that always cooks the Celtics. I'm curious what lines they give him. Not necessarily sure I will take Banchero, but curious what lines they give Banchero. He always plays well against the Celtics. But like I said, it all comes down to lines. If they put Jaren Jackson Jr. at 25.5 points, I'm not taking it. They put Banchero at like 24.5 points, not taking it. All comes down to the line. So stay tuned for the pin comment. If I do add a play, it'll be linked down there. Probably only 1 play, maybe 2. I will have some picks later on today with some NFL action for Saturday's slate of NFL games. We did go 1-1 on Thursday Night Football. No harm, no foul. But reminder, if you want to go check out that in Vegas in-season tournament game where we did a bunch of other cool things in Vegas, see a little bit more into the personal life, get to meet my dad a little bit. It is linked on the screen. Go show it some love, plus another video too. It's Austin. Ladder Challenge returning tomorrow. Sorry for the bad luck, the bad vibes, past couple days, but we're getting it back. I will see you guys back again tomorrow for some more picks. Peace.